Good afternoon, and thank you for joining Conversations for College Success. I'd like to thank my current subscribers. I would also like to invite any new listeners to become subscribers. What I'm going to talk about today is how to prepare for an interview. I'll start by asking questions and then answering them. Do you have any homework to prepare for an interview? Yes, you do. What is your homework, or what steps do you need to take? You need to research the company's website to learn about the organization, what the company does, what the company is known for or has possibly received awards for, and what are their values if that's something that they list on their website. Research the top executives of the organization to see their backgrounds and experience. Also research the people you will be interviewing with if they are listed on the organization website. You can also use LinkedIn, Google, and/or the organization's annual report to learn about the organization, the executives, etc. Should you prepare to ask questions at the end of the interview? Yes, you should have prepared questions to ask. Why and how many questions? Answering questions, or rather asking questions, shows that you have researched the company and have an interest in working for them. Not having any questions gives the impression that you have no interest in the organization or working for them. You are just looking for a job anywhere. Employers are not impressed with that. The number of questions is important. You should create and write out or type out 10 to 12 questions for your interview. You need the questions in writing, one, so you will not forget them because you will be nervous. It also shows that you prepared for the interview. Finally, during the several questions that you have prepared, know that during the conversation, you will have answers given without you having asked any of your questions. Once you look at your list, you'll see that you have maybe 3 to 6 questions left to still ask. Just as a byproduct of the interview, employers will answer certain things. It is important that none of your questions that you've written down or that you ask talk about salary or benefits. You are not to ask about salary or benefits in your interviews. That is information that is shared once an offer is made, and the employer will be sharing that information with you. Can you talk to anyone? Yes, especially if you have contacts that work for that organization, whether it's friends or family members, or in addition, you can talk to and ask family members, friends, career coordinators at the college that you attend if they know people that you can talk to, or they have talked to and can share any kind of insight with you about the organization and what they're looking for. When does the interview start? The interview starts when you arrive and drive onto their property or step onto their sidewalk. Know that sometimes people will be looking out the window because they're taking a break and they'll be paying attention to what's happening in the parking lot. What should you know before your interview? You should know the position title, because it should be the position you applied for. If you do not already have it, ask for a copy of the job description. However, you should already have a copy because that's the description you use to apply for the co-op, internship, or full-time position. You can ask who you'll be meeting with during your interview so you can research your interviewer or interviewers. How long could an interview last? 15 minutes, which is on the short side. 30 minutes, which is the average, up to an hour. However, if it's for an executive level position, it could possibly last a full day up to a couple of days. How many types of interviews are there? There are 2 types of interviews: screening interview, selection interview. I will share details on both of those in part 2 when I discuss the interview. What do you wear? interview attire includes: clothes should be neat, clean, and pressed. Hair should also be neat and clean. Preference would be a suit in the colors navy blue, black, or gray. White blouse for females. Men, long sleeve white shirt with an undershirt and a tie. If you do not own a suit, then dress slacks, dress skirt, again with white blouse, long sleeve white shirt, and a tie. Same colors as above, navy blue, black, or gray. Limit your jewelry. No large or dangling earrings. No bangles that are going to be clanging around making a lot of noise. Limit cologne and aftershave. There's the possibility that your interviewer has allergies. Know that if you have too much cologne on, that could be one of the reasons that you have a 15-minute interview. Dress shoes, not brand new. Women should have closed heel and closed toe. They should be polished. Women should wear skin-toned hosiery. For men, dark or matching dress socks. Your pants, shoes, and socks, the same color would be ideal, but it is not necessary. Long and hard, and consider not displaying piercings, tattoos, blue, green, purple hair on interviews. It may not make the best first impression for you, and first impressions do matter, and it also may depend on the age of the person who's interviewing you, and you won't know that until you arrive. You always want to make the best first impression. Absolute no's as it relates to interviews because it will not make a good first impression. No jeans, no ball caps, no tennis shoes. Turn off your cell phone before entering the building and do not turn it back on until you have left the building. There is nothing worse than having your phone ringing while you are in an interview. You cannot ignore it. You'll have to find your phone and turn it off, and then you'll be embarrassed. How early do you arrive? You arrive 15 minutes early. If you arrive earlier, you can stay in your car for a few minutes, potentially go in and stop in the restroom. Be nice and polite to everyone you see and meet in the organization. Speak to others as you see and pass them. Talk to the receptionist for a few minutes and any others that you meet, because they may be asked their impression of you, even though the time with you is limited. You want them to share that you were very friendly and polite. Part 2 will be next week, where I will talk about the interview. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to email me at conversationsforcollegesuccess@hotmail.com. Again, thank you for listening. I look forward to talking to you next week.